12 games remain in the championship and Hull City are still in 6th place. Yes, hello there and welcome back to the HullCityFanCentral YouTube channel, where today I will be going through all of Hull City's last 12 fixtures within the regular season of the championship and determine whether Hull City can make that push for the playoffs and whether they can actually make it back to the promised land, being the Premier League. Yes, our 12th fixture of the last 12 will come this Saturday against Preston North End away in Lancashire, and then that will be leading all the way through to the final game of the regular season, where you do play Plymouth Argyle away in Plymouth, being the final game of the season, and everything could be relying on that game come a few months' time. So we will determine whether Hull City can actually make it back to the promised land. So we will first go into the Preston game. So Preston North End, it's going to be a big one. Preston are still looking to push into the playoff places. They've got a few good results on their backs recently, but so do Hull City. So it will be a very, very tight affair. Over 2,000 travelling Hull City fans will cheer on the side. And I do think that Hull City will pick up a big 3 points over in Lancashire on Saturday, which will help us solidify our place in the top 6. Following that, Hull City play Birmingham City for the 4th time this season after our FA Cup third round and then third round replay. So Hull City do play Birmingham City at home on a Tuesday night. We've already played Birmingham on an evening and it didn't go that well last time. So hopefully things can turn around this time. I think they will. Hull City do seem to be in good form. Birmingham City in a little bit of less form more recently. So hopefully Hull City can pick up the 3 points, and I think that we will pick up the 3 points, making it 6 from 6 in these 2 fixtures. And our next fixture, being Leicester at home, will be the second hardest fixture in our final 12. We'll come to the hardest one in a minute. But Leicester City come to the MKM. We've already beaten them at their ground 1-0 this season through a Liam Delap goal. And what a game that was for the Tigers. I don't think that will come in a similar fashion this time though. And I do think that we will suffer another home loss this season, and it coming to the possible champions of the championship, Leicester City. So I do think that out of the first 3 games, it'll be a 6 points from a possible 9. Next comes our away trip to Coventry, which we don't have a solidified date on because Coventry have made it through to the next round of the FA Cup. So we do not know when this fixture will take place, but when it does take place, I do think Hull City will pick up a very important draw in this game. Coventry being a little bit of a thorn in Hull City's side in some certain situations. So I do think that Hull City will pick up a draw in this game. Not a big win, not a big loss, but in fact, a key draw, and who knows what that point could do come the end of the season. Then we turn our attentions to another home fixture, and this being a nice home fixture, being Stoke City. Of course, we've already obliterated Stoke City at their ground earlier on in the season, and I think that we will do the same here, picking up an important 3 points at the MKM Stadium. Then comes our hardest fixture of the final 12, and possibly one of the hardest fixtures of this season, being Leeds United away on April Fool's Day. And you have to be a fool to think that Hull City will get through this one lightly. Although we do like to think that we will batter Leeds, and Leeds deserve the battering, it will be a tough affair. And I do think I will urge on the side of caution and say Hull City will lose this game. Although we have been doing well away from the MKM Stadium against recently relegated sides. We're halfway through the last 12 games, and I think that out of them 6 fixtures, Hull City will pick up an important 10 points, and who knows what that could do come at the end of the season. Next up, it's Cardiff away, and this will be a nice, easy 3 points for the Tigers. Cardiff not having the best of seasons, a little bit off and on, to be honest, and I do think that Hull City will take advantage of that, especially coming off the back of the Leeds United game. Then we have another tough fixture at home, being Middlesbrough at the MKM Stadium, and I do think Hull City will pick up a narrow 3 points here. I think this will be a very narrow win for the Tigers and possibly one of the tighter affairs coming into the final stretch. Our next 2 fixtures, being QPR at home and Watford away, both seem winnable, but in true Hull City fashion, I do think that we will lose one of the games, and it possibly being the Watford game. So I do think there will be a win at home against QPR and then an unfortunate loss away at Watford. 2 fixtures to go, that being Ipswich Town at home and then that final game, Plymouth Argyle away. We'll first go into the Ipswich at home, and Ipswich Town They did kind of walk over us when we visited them earlier on in the season. Things have changed a little bit. Hull City have strengthened, but so have Ipswich. Their form has maybe decreased a little bit, but Hull City are still right in there. So I do think it will be an important draw. And I say that being a very important draw, being it the penultimate game of the championship, and both sides will be looking to push into either playoffs or automatics in Ipswich case. And so it comes to the final game of the season. Hull City away at Plymouth Argyle. And who knows what this could mean come the time of the fixture. Hull City will possibly be looking to grab the final few points to solidify their places in the playoffs. Or we could be looking to march into the playoffs and sneak it off somebody. But I do think Hull City will pick up the win no matter what, with a nice win away against Plymouth Argyle, and Hull City will be in the playoffs. So from the final 12 fixtures, I do think Hull City will pick up 23 points, meaning their end of season tally will be 78 points. And as the championship goes, that does seem to be enough to get a spot in the playoffs. But who knows, with this season being so tight, so many contenders for them playoff places, who knows if 78 points will be enough. So hopefully Hull City can pick up as many points as possible and prove my predictions wrong to make it even higher. So let me know down in the comments if you think Hull City will make it to the playoffs, if you think Hull City will actually make it through the playoffs and back to the promised land of the Premier League. I'll be interested to know your thoughts in the description down below. Make sure you like and subscribe as you do not want to miss anything as we come through these final 12 games of the Championship season, and Hull City will possibly be looking to make it back to the Holy Land. Also follow me over on Twitter or X to get a live up to date on everything Hull City, and up the Tigers.